Folks, if you are a security guard, whether you volunteer at your church or volunteer in some capacity to be a security guard, or you work as a security guard with no arrest powers, they just gave you a uniform and they ask you to keep an eye out on the property belonging to a client, or hopefully you're there at a client's property to help keep the peace with your presence. If you are in security, you absolutely positively must know the difference between striking someone and grabbing hold of someone for the purpose of maybe escorting them out. Maybe you saw this little video clip. It's going viral right now of a Taco Bell security guard slapping someone. If you haven't seen the video, here it is. Check it out.
To warn you, some of the video may be disturbing. This happened on Sunday. The incident has gone viral. Activists are calling for the guard's arrest, firing, and a meeting with Taco Bell's CEO to address this. There you go, right there. That was a slap. The victim, believed to be homeless, is being looked for by volunteers. Taco Bell has yet to issue a public statement.
That is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Folks, if you are in the capacity of security, whether you volunteer or work at it, and you absolutely, positively have to know the limits of your authority and what the rules of engagement are. Because I was a police officer for 20 years. I was never, ever authorized to strike someone like that, with the exception of some very few exceptions. The rule of thumb is that you do not go around striking people like that. And now we're looking at a security guard who was most likely not given any type of training and given a uniform and just asked to hopefully keep the peace at this Taco Bell in LA. You cannot go around striking people. Because remember, when you look at the situation, at the moment that this happened, there was no imminent danger of great bodily harm or death to anyone. This woman was not breaking anything. She was not loud. She was not obnoxious. She was not rude. If you look at the behavior of all the other people in the store, none of them looked panicked, scared, or anything like that. This seemed to be a low-key situation, with the exception of the security guard, who, I think what happened in this situation, allowed himself to become offended and frustrated and impatient that his authority was being ignored. This is a known phenomenon. People in a position of authority are going to more likely feel offended, impatient, and frustrated when they think or feel or believe that their authority is being ignored or disregarded. You know what I'm talking about, because if you're a parent and you asked your kids to have something done by the time you got home from work and it wasn't done, you got upset. If you're a supervisor at work and you told your people to have something done and it wasn't done or wasn't done properly, you got upset. This is a known phenomenon. And we see this all across the board, and YouTube is full of videos just like this one, where a security guard got offended. And what happens when you become offended, impatient, or frustrated? You increase the likelihood that you're going to be the one to say or do something that escalates the situation. And in this case, unfortunately, the security guard thought it was the right thing to do to walk up to someone who was minding her own business, not being loud, rude, or obnoxious, using the touchscreen to maybe order food, and he thought it was the right thing to do to spin her around and viciously slap her in the face. You can see more of the video. It's out there on YouTube. It's out there on YouTube, social media. He continues to push her out, usher out the front door. But that moment right there has created a firestorm. Now they're talking about getting him arrested, which he probably will be. And now Taco Bell looks bad. Now they have to struggle with rebuilding their image and reputation and all that. Folks, if you're in a capacity of security, slow down. If you've asked someone to leave and they don't, we now have a trespassing situation, which is potentially criminal. Call the popo, call the police, get them coming. It's better to have the police 30 seconds out than 3 minutes out. You know that they're not going to be there like that. At least give them a call and get them coming, and continue to work on trying to de-escalate the situation and get someone to become compliant and leave on their own. But at least you have the confidence in knowing the police are on their way. But in a situation like we just saw, you just can't go around slapping people, folks. You just can't. Especially if you're just a security guard with no arrest powers. Slow down, take a deep breath, assess the situation, think about your course of action, what your options are, think it through. And for crying out loud, don't be punching, slapping, striking people like that. You have to know the difference between striking someone and going hands-on and grabbing onto someone to escort them out or detain them or whatever. You have to know the difference. But as it is, this guy's about to get a reality check. Slow down, take care of each other, be safe. I'll catch you on the next video.